Good evening, everyone. It's the Man United Agenda. I'm joined by Kahinde and TalkMU, and tonight we're discussing all things Haaland. Yes, I said it, Haaland. Yes, good evening. How's everyone doing? My name is OMONDI, the Man United Agenda. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. Yep, it's 8:30. It's cold outside. It's getting that festive season. And we're here to talk all things Haaland today and a few other players as well. So I'm joined by Kahinde. How are you?
I'm good, bro. You good?
Yeah, very good. And the big man downstairs, Rise, TalkMU. How are you doing?
Yeah, big up. Nice to see you again, Kunde. How you doing?
Yeah, cool, man. Hope you're well.
Nice. Yeah, good.
Guys, listen, man. If I was to ask you right now, like we'd play, like you play messing about a little chat, who would you say is like the top 5 strikers in the world right now?
Throw
out some names.
Yeah, well, you got to start with Haaland. He's got to be in there. You got to start. Okay. You've got to say Lewandowski.
Yeah, I agree.
Haaland, Lewandowski,
Benzema.
Yeah,
Benzema. You think Benzema's up there?
Okay. Yeah, I reckon Benzema's up there.
Don't say Kane.
I was just thinking.
I wasn't going to say Kane.
I was thinking, should I say Kane? No, you've asked me that question. I'm thinking, right, hold on a minute.
I think why we're struggling because there's not a lot of natural number 9s.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
this is the thing.
What about Ronaldo? Would he be one of the top?
You still don't see him as a striker. He's just Ronaldo, isn't he?
He's his own level.
We're different planet. We're talking about planet Earth here.
What about Griezmann?
He's not a striker, is he?
He's a forward sort of thing. So number 9. So Mbappe, would you put Mbappe in that list?
He's not a striker.
No, okay. Not either.
So
neither is Messi.
Yeah, it's true actually. So out of the 4 guys we're talking, Lewandowski's not available. Benzema's too old, probably. Same with Lewandowski. But there's Haaland, Haaland is like Mr. Goal of Game, and everyone's seen the rise of him. Obviously, he's born in Leeds, and he's gone off to Molde under Gunnar Ole Solskjaer. Then he went to Salzburg, the Red Bull second team in Austria. And then he's at Dortmund now, and he's like, what's his record like? Talk. Have you got a record of goal stats for him? It's just outstanding. I mean, the guy's a beast.
He's 21-22 season, 11 matches, 13 goals, 4 assists. Yeah, in the 2020-21 season, 28 matches, 27 goals, 6 assists. The 1920 season, 15 matches, 13 goals, 2 assists.
Wow.
Champions League. Same again in running order from the previous 3 matches, 3 goals, 8 matches, 10 goals, 2 assists, 2 matches, ridiculous. 2 goals, 1 assist. It's like every time he puts his boots on, it's almost as if you're guaranteed goals with this kid. It's frightening.
Yeah. So I agree with you guys. I mean, his record is outstanding. He's got great mentals as well. He's a born goal scorer, a bit like Van Nistelrooy was. But to be linked with him, it seems like we're being linked with him now. I'm just going to read through a few of the gossip columns and what were picked up today. So Haaland, Man United says here, Man United are heavily linked with him. Last week, reports suggested we are the only serious bidder for Haaland in the Haaland poker race. The agent Mino Riola, he says he played down links to Man United and named Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona, and City as the destinations. This was last week. Rinola said he can win, he can and will take the next step. Bayern, Real, Barca, and City. Those are the big clubs he can go to. That's what he said last week. Sky Germany said today, this is what I'm saying, so much speculation. Sky Germany, they said today there's a claim Liverpool and PSG would be the most obvious buyers at the moment. But then got a report here from Manchester Evening News saying United boosted chance of signing Haaland merely by sacking Ole. So there was a talk they're saying here that Ole's relationship with Haaland wasn't as cool as people might have thought. They weren't as close as once they might have thought. So sacking Ole gave up more opportunity. And Ralph obviously said 3 weeks ago, Haaland is a fantastic striker. I know the best myself because I was together with the people at Salzburg with my friend Christoph, and the people were a little bit involved in the move from Molde to Salzburg, and therefore I know what kind of player he is. and the number 9 shirt is available at the moment because Martial wearing it. You know, so what? I don't know. Everyone seems to be linked with this guy naturally because he's top draw. But what do you guys think about? First question I'm going to ask you guys: what do you guys think about the speculation? Obviously, because he could go for 75 million minimum release fee. What do you think about the speculation and all these other clubs involved? What makes us different? How can we attract him, Kahinde?
How can we attract him? We're Manchester United, and I think a lot depends, really, to be honest, on who the next manager is going to be. But I don't feel optimistic that we will get him, because obviously there's a release clause next year, so he could go between 60 and 70 million, and every top club is going to be after him. He has rejected us before when Ollie was in charge. There's that bad history because of what Roy Keane did to his father as well.
What did he do?
I'm not there, yeah.
There was nothing in that. There was nothing in that.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't feel that optimistic. I think the favourites will probably be City and Real Madrid if they're not looking, if they don't get Mbappe. But I think the Premiership could be his next destination. But I feel like his father, he's probably going to choose City.
TalkMU, what makes us interested here? What do you think would be attractive for him to come to Man United?
Firstly, yeah, it's Man United, massive history. Secondly, Ralph Rangnick. Thirdly, I think we're the only club who can give him what he wants in terms of wages. Now, you look at us as a club, what we're giving out in wages, in the past to players, Alexis Sanchez, for example, because how this deal's going to work is we're going to be paying, or whoever pays the transfer fee. You think, wait a minute, how can it be only that much? The reason why it's that much is so that the rest of the transfer fee, if he was going to be sold for, say, I don't know, 150, 160 million or more, then that will go to Dortmund, obviously, and then it gets split a little bit here, a little bit there, blah, blah. Because they're going to go for a lower price, that's the deal for him to stay on, in my opinion, at Dortmund, like he did, so that now when they let him go for this lower price, the rest of that value that has been saved by the club he goes to, he'll want a high percentage of that in wages. So we are in a good position to do that, in my opinion. We could offer him the 500-600 grand a week over a 2-year or 3-year deal, and that he would accept. Could Real Madrid could cover that alongside the transfer fee? I don't think so. Barcelona certainly couldn't, because look at the debacle with Antoine Griezmann. He was on 750,000 euros, and that's what's helped to buckle them. Manchester City, would they go to those kind of extremes in terms of wages? I very much doubt it.
I think they will.
I'm not sure about that. Go on.
I don't feel that with the Haaland thing. I don't think it's about the wages. I think it's more about the project, because that's why he didn't sign for Manchester United in the first place.
But if that was the case, though, then he would go the opposite way and just say, you know what, if I want to do it that way, he could have just said to his agent Raiola, he could have just said, look, no, I don't want to do this. Let's just go for the big transfer fee. Let Dortmund have their fair share, and you take a big cut, I'll take a big cut, my dad takes a big cut. So, I think he would have done that, and then it would have made it easier for him to go to, i.e., a Manchester City or whatever. But it was quite clear when his father and Raiola said, we're going on a tour of all the clubs, potential targets. It was quite clear what they were doing. It's like you go and show the people before the auction, look, this is what we're going to be auctioning. Look how great this is, So for me, I think, realistically, we are on one of probably only a couple of a really small number of clubs that can actually afford, but not also afford, but like I said before, attract him with the glamour that goes with being a Manchester United player.
Guys, let me ask you a question. So, with his mindset, how hungry he is for goals and what a sort of big inspiration he is, as a player, someone so young. Do you think, like, coming to Man United and turning them back into champions, that's a good project? Do you think he would be thinking like that? That's how we could sell it to him? He would be a big name. Obviously, shirt sales would be out of this world, Do you think like that could be the project for him? Come to Man United, get us back into the Champions League, winning the title again, winning the Champions League again, and that would be better than maybe going to an established club already like Man City. They're already winning the league. They're already close to winning the Champions League. You know, we're a bit off the pace. So the clubs that he's in the mix with, like Bayern, Real Madrid, Barcelona, maybe not financially, and City, they're already maybe a level above us at the moment, as in winning trophies, major trophies. So do you think that would be part of it, by coming here to Man United and winning something and turning us around and being that sort of catalyst to change?
I'll answer that. I mean, I would have to say no, because he doesn't have any affiliations with the club like Ronaldo did. You know, Ronaldo came back to do like what you just said, you know, to get us back on top. And when I'm saying about the project, like I said, he chose Dortmund instead of Man United for his overall development. Thought that was the best club for him at the time. Now, I think he would want to go to an established team where they set him up for goals, like easy goals, tap-ins, like Man City. You know, he'll do really well there. I just think United over the last 8 years, we haven't been consistent enough. Like we're a top club, but there hasn't been any sort of consistency in terms of like us being successful or having a style of football and all that. We've had about 3-4 different managers, and I think City at the moment, their structure is a bit more solid, and he's got the affiliation there, like I said, with his father. I don't think he's going to have the hunger, the motivation to say, "Oh yeah, Man United, I'm going to turn them into champions." Like what? He doesn't have any affiliation with us. I don't see it.
And we may be brothers, but I'm starting to not want an affiliation with you. Why did I invite you on the show for you to be so negative? I
have to be realistic. I have to be realistic, and also it's like, for me, what does Haaland coming to United say for Ronaldo and Greenwood?
Well, I'm saying the number 9 shirt, for example, belongs to Martial. We know that he's leaving. So here's a number 9 gift wrap for you.
I know, but Ronaldo, he's looking to be the main striker through the middle, and Greenwood eventually wants that, you know. And Haaland, this is a long-term signing. So what is it saying for the futures of Ronaldo and Greenwood? I obviously I'd like him there, but I'm saying, is it really, really the necessary signing that we need?
TalkMU, is it really the necessary signing we actually need? Can you answer that?
Of course. Please? Yeah, without a doubt. Absolutely. I mean,
and before you go, TalkMU, be a bit more positive, man, than my brother. I mean, you need to be a downer right here. Come on.
I'm crying, mate. I'm crying. I had my violin on there. Like, you know what? Listen.
Where's he going to play? Where's he going to play? Where's Ronaldo going to play? Is Ronaldo going to have to go to the left?
What's the system? They play 2 up front, don't they?
Yeah, but that's on Rangnick. He's not going to be a manager next season. This is what I'm saying.
Well, you know that.
But we have to.
That's for another show.
Let's just go. Yeah, well, all right. Let's put it into context then, so it makes it easier. Rangnick wants the job full time. He's already said that. That's his desire. So he's going to work as hard as he can and try the best he can in order to make that possible. Now, in terms of him doing so, what would be better than him if he could bring in this striker, you know, to the club? That will firstly help him do that achievement, which would obviously be a big bed of roses for us as fans and the club. Or if he doesn't quite sort of nail the job full time, and the board for whatever reason say, yeah, you've done really well, you brought this player, you brought this midfield, you brought that, whatever, but we're going to now think we want you to move upstairs and we want to bring in, you know, whoever else. There's still going to be a great asset there for the next manager who's going to come in, you know, to use. And for me, I just think, you know what, he would look at United as an opportunity to become even greater than he already is, because what better club to go to, you know, than Manchester United and become, let's say, the Premier League's top scorer, you know, maybe Champions League top scorer, you know, you got the FA Cup, you know, everybody, all players around the world, they all revere the FA Cup, you know, all this cup competition, etc. So I think there's a lot there for him to sort of get him infused and you know, want to really come to United and show what he's all about. I don't think he would shy away from the challenge of the process we're going through right now as a club, because as we know, look at clubs in the past that have been, giants like we are, and then they've had a bit of a dip and then they come back up again. There's no two ways about it. We are on our way up right now. We've been flat on our face, but we are on the way back up. So for me, I think he would relish that.
So let's be superstitious here and try our best and be positive. Kahinde, this one's for you because I know you're being a bit negative about it. So Connor says he went to Mulder under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah.
Then he went to Salzburg under Rangnick. It's in stars for him to join the team that's now being managed by both his former managers. What do you think about that?
It could be. And like I said, I wouldn't stop him from coming. I would try and stop the plane or, I would never stop him from coming. But, I would like him at United. But I just think he's rejected us before, and just based on history and all the things that I explained, I wouldn't be surprised if he chose City over us. And also the Raiola thing. Do we want to be dealing with that agent again?
Here's one from Christopher Vaughan while we're on that. He says, am I wrong, or has Raiola only ever successfully dealt with United, Juventus, and PSG from the mega clubs? Is that right? Juve, PSG, has he dealt with Juve, PSG, and United only?
I'm not sure about that, so I can't really comment on that. But
okay.
You know what? Listen, when it comes to securing great deals, for a player, especially like I say, in terms of wages, that's cash money in the bank for the player. And good numbers for his father, and also good numbers for Raiola himself. I think all that goes out of the window. It's like, listen, okay, yeah, things have been said and everything else, but once he knows that Manchester United are ready and willing to start talking big bucks for this kid, that's a side. That's not even coming into the equation in my opinion. They're just going to go, okay, let's talk about numbers then. You know what I mean? And also, don't forget the image rights, and this kid could make an absolute fortune. He really could.
So I think we need a striker, because by the time we get rid of Cavani, get rid of Martial, there's a slot there. There's definitely a slot there. But obviously, Christopher Vaughan is saying we need world-class wing-backs and a new keeper and some centre midfields, which we'll go on to in a minute. So the priority, I think they're all equally, wing-backs definitely, but definitely a striker as well, because the young guys are not at that level just yet. Greenwood probably is. Ronaldo's probably going to be leaving next season or the end of next season. So we need a big boy to come in and rough it up. And competition for places as well. How you doing, Box? He's on the stream as well. Medi's just arrived as well. So everyone's tuning in now. So really, guys, we're just saying there's been a few rumours and we're just grasping at straws here. But anything that's said about Haaland and Man United, we just want to talk about it. Is there any link? Is there any sort of superstition about this? Do we actually think this is going to happen? I'm not sure. Don't ask my brother again, because he's going to put us right off. But me, myself, and TalkMU are quite on it. We think, there's a possibility it could happen. I think the Premiership at the moment is the best league in the world. What would be the point of him going to Real Madrid, Barcelona, only for prestige? It's a prestige club, but they ain't doing bits at the moment. If you can prove it in the Prem, then you're a proper player, in my opinion, anyway. But so as they were saying, wing backs and midfielders we need. So we're going to move on now. It's half time. We're going to move on now. Just discuss about some midfielders. Talk, have you got any sort of midfielders? Because the first one I want to discuss, which came out to last couple of days, it keeps coming up as well. It's the England international, the boy with the ponytail, the bun, the man bun, and that's Kalvin Phillips. Now, guys in the comments, you might be sighing right now, thinking, Kalvin Phillips, everything else. But we've had a look at Haidara. We've had a look at all these other midfielders as well. Everyone was saying the guy from Leicester as well. Everyone was saying that for years. But what do you guys think about Kalvin Phillips and the rise of Kalvin Phillips? He's played in Euros. He's playing international football. He's almost a first-team starter for England. TalkMU, can you just tell me what you think of Kalvin Phillips and the possibility of us signing him from Leeds?
I don't know. I'm not really sold on him, if I'm honest with you. I mean, he had a decent tournament, and he's done really well under Bielsa at Leeds. But I don't know. I just think he's. I think there are better options, in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a good player, but I just think there's better options. I mean, we know he's his style of play. Short, sharp passing, long ball distribution, ability to start attacks, etc., etc. Pretty good in his defensive abilities also. But I don't know. I just think there's better options, in my opinion. And that would do better for us, to be fair.
Kahinde, what do you think about Kalvin Phillips? Because look, he's a starter for England. He's obviously got a bit of talent. He plays in the Premiership. What do you think of him as a player? And do you reckon he could fit into Manchester United? Would that be a good signing?
Yeah, like he fits the criteria. I think he's got, he, like you say, he started for England. He's proved it in the Euros. He's had a good tournament. He's like a ball-playing midfielder. I think he could dictate the tempo of a game. He could get about a bit. He could put in a tackle. I like him. I think he's got very good attributes. When talk says there's better options, I like to know who he's saying. I'm not saying there isn't. There might be. But I'm saying that he's good. I think he's a good enough option for us. It's just...
let me just say, look, he's playing for Leeds. And playing for Leeds, Southgate's brought him into the first team as a first-team starter for England. He's not even playing Champions League football. So surely the next step for him is to play Champions League football for one of the big clubs, whether it be Man United, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, one of these clubs. I think he's more suited to Manchester United at the moment based on the other clubs that are playing. Chelsea, I don't know if you get in there when they got Conor Gallagher, and you look at Liverpool's squad, they looked pretty set up as well. But Gabriel Bongahoy, the ex-Villa striker, their top goal scorer in the Premiership, by the way, he said this Leeds United rivalry, it doesn't mean anything because the law of Champions League football and Man United overrides that. So he seems to think that Kalvin Phillips would desperately want to come to Man United.
Well, look at Alan Smith. Alan Smith came to us from Leeds, so it's happened before.
Yeah.
And Cantona.
Yeah.
But there was a reason for that. So TalkMU, do you think there's anything in that? And I mean, is he really, can he make that step up and play Champions League football and make a difference for us? Is he better than what we got at the moment? Is he better than Fred and McTominay?
I would say he might be a slightly ahead of those two. But again, when we talk about, you have to talk about where they are right now, and we know Kalvin Phillips is at Leeds United. Look at them now; they're struggling big time. And
without him, by the way, they're struggling because he's been injured.
Yeah. But even still, last season, they some of the games. I remember watching some of the games. You just like, because I know we were talking about him before. Before now we've been talking about him for a little while, and I have seen him in a few games. And some games have been really great. Some games you're just like, okay, so. But for me, like I say, I just think there are some better options out there for us to go at. And as it stands right now, I know McTominay and Fred are starting to improve under Rangnick. Where does that improvement stretch to? I don't know.
So the guys in the comments, they're quite vocal about this. They're saying that Christopher Vaughan saying Kalvin Phillips is no better than McTominay. He's fine for the bench, but controversial and overpriced. When matched with what matches was Kahinde watching when Kalvin Phillips dictated the tempo? Kahinde?
There's quite a few matches that I've seen him do it, and I also saw him mark Bruno Fernandes out of game last season when we drew 0-0 Leeds. He's got the attributes,
I mean,
he's a ball player. He's a ball player. Like I've seen him do that plenty of times.
And what about Kalvin here from Mehdi? He says 100% agree with Vaughan. Kalvin Phillips is overrated, overpriced, not for us.
For me, like it's when you're talking about midfielders, it's like I could almost say yes to a lot of people because I feel like almost anyone's an upgrade on McTominay and Fred. I don't see them improving that much under Rangnick. They get better, but they're not going to be at that level for United to where we want to go. And Kalvin Phillips is, for me, he's Premiership proven. He's played in international tournament. He's started for England. I think he fits the bill.
I would say this. So Christmas time with Vaughan saying Declan Rice is a step up. Bellingham is a step up from what we got. Kalvin Phillips is sideways at best. So he's questioning whether he's better than McTominay and Fred at what we've got in the moment. We definitely need to strengthen that area. And he's also saying he prefers Harry Winks, who hasn't been. Harry Winks has got a lot of stick, hasn't he? But he was linked with Man United a while ago, wasn't he? He's a nice ball player. He's a ball player, not a workhorse. So there we go. I mean, it seems like I'm like that with Kalvin Phillips. I think the pros for me are he plays in the Premiership. He's obviously England international. It seems like he's got a lot of desire to do better. He's probably been told you need to move on to like Champions League club if you want to keep your place, because by the time Bellingham gets another year or so, he's going to edge him out of the England squad, you know. But then Henson's leaving. Henson's getting old as well. I think he's got the ability to do well. I've seen him in a lot of games. He does dictate for Leeds. He does dictate for them in the Premiership. People were saying before, he's just a Championship player, but there's a lot of Championship players that end up doing really well, you know. I think it's great that Southgate's brought him in, because I would have overlooked him for a name player. You know, I have never really studied him like that, only until he started playing for England, and I thought to myself, this guy is okay. He's not bad, but will he make us better? Maybe a little bit, but I'm not sure. So I'm like that. Kahinde, are you up, down, or?
I would take him, but if I was to really evaluate it, he probably wouldn't be the top of my list. No.
Okay, and talk. Final word on
same. Yeah, same as you.
Okay.
Same as you. Kind of like, you know.
All right. So just to compare now, we're just going to measure up. So we discussed Phillips. TalkMU, can you get the graphics up for the two players who play in a similar position to Phillips? And let's just quickly compare, because we're in the last few minutes here. First guy, I know a lot of people like this guy. We switched him in the Europa League last season against AC Milan. His name is Frank Kessie, came from Atalanta. He's been in the Italian league many years now, and for me, he's a quality player. Very difficult to get off the ball. Very, just seems relaxed. He strolls around the park, dictating. This is someone who does actually dictate the play. He's done that against us. 25 years old. Maybe it's maybe a bit too old for Rangnick to develop, maybe. But I like him because the bonus here is his contract's running out at the end of the season. You guys want to talk about Frank Kessie in the next few minutes?
Like obviously we saw him against us last season. I think he's a very good player. He's got very good attributes. You know, he's very strong on the ball. I think when he came to Milan, he was more of a holding role, but I think now he's developed into more of a box-to-box player. Obviously, he's going to be free at the end of the season, so you would take him because he's a quality player, and if he's going to be free, we would negotiate that. But we're talking about players for now, so I would take him like next July or whatever, but next month we need to get someone in to improve on our position. I don't think he's available for us to get next month. He'll be available at the end of the season.
But didn't AC Milan get knocked out of the Champions League group? They were bottom, I think. Porto went into the Europa, so AC Milan are out. But even though they're top, they're first or second in the league as well. Rise, what do you think about this young man, Frank Kessie? Do you think he is was he better than Phillips?
Yeah, he's better than Phillips in my opinion, all day long.
Okay.
And like you say there, you know what? Maybe we possibly could, go wave in the pounds at Milan and try and tempt him out in January. But even if not in January, I mean, another possible target for the summertime. If Rangnick thinks he's got enough right now to see us into a realistic set of targets, shall we say, until the end of this season. But yeah, man, this guy is a proper powerhouse. And I agree with Cundy there. He's a kind of, I would say, a well-rounded midfielder.
Yeah.
Just he's strong. He carries the ball well. You know what I mean? I think he'd be a great fit for us.
And especially if Pogba's probably going to leave at the end of the season because he hasn't signed.
Right. Well, that's another big question mark at the moment, and it is Pogba. I mean, we're talking about all these players, but then we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know what conversations have been had between Pogs.
This thing right now, but yeah.
So here we go. Chris Vaughan, he's saying Kessie's one of the few players I've seen dominate Fred and McTominay in a match. Get him in. So it's a positive. It's a thumbs up from Vaughan, and also Frank the Tank by Matteo is suggesting that he's a monster out there.
He's a big lad. He's a good, strong player, and that's what we need. You need a good, I know you don't. people say, "Oh, we don't need a destroyer" and all that. It's like, wait a minute, you can't, just because somebody plays at number 6 and they're quite, if they're a big unit, doesn't necessarily make them a destroyer. You just need somebody who can get in quick and has got good, great timing and ability to dispossess somebody of the ball, and then boom, it's gone.
The reason I think he's a monster is just that he's one of these guys. You don't rush him. You can't get the ball off him. He's wiry and strong. It's not like a monster who's clapping people or tackling. He's just pinching balls and popping it around, and really looks really relaxed out there. He's a proper player in my opinion, and I think so he gets the thumbs up from me. Kahinde, what are you saying about?
Thumbs up. I just don't think we're getting for next month.
I think we should tease and try and ask for 20, give him 20 million and get him in January possibly. Rise, thumbs up, down, sideways. What you say?
Yeah, definitely. Both thumbs up and go all out in Jan, in my opinion.
And also, I've heard him say that he's a Man United fan. His dream club is Man United. So
there you go.
2 thumbs
Let's
up.
make it happen.
Okay. So finally, we're just going to round up now quickly, guys. We spoke about him if you saw the show this morning, but we spoke about this guy already. But we've got Kamara from Marseille, and this is a young. I just quickly, because I've spoken about him so much recently. He can play centre back, he can play kind of full back, but not great. And he's been playing a lot now as a defensive midfielder, anchor man, that kind of thing. Very composed on the ball, nice technique. Not a destroyer, you don't see him clapping, man. He just reads the game well and just progresses the ball with his passing and ability and everything else. And this is a guy who used to play defender. I compared him earlier to Danny Blint, who's also versatile and technically good as well. So, Kahinde, you haven't heard your thoughts on Kamara. Anything to say about him? Because his contract runs out at the end of the season and they're talking about getting him in January.
Yeah, I've looked at him a lot this week because of who we've been linked and all that, and he looks like a decent player. But there's a lot of players like his caliber in France that are emerging in that position. He hasn't had a play for the national team yet, so I don't know if he's outstanding, but he's the type of a player probably Rangnick would want to bring in to develop. But he's obviously got a lot of potential. Again, I would take him, but I just don't feel that we will get him next month. He's someone that we'll probably look to get at the end of the season, and we need to start looking at these free transfers because Juventus do it a lot. It's saving a lot of money, and getting a lot of good potential. So we should be negotiating for Kamara and Kessie next month. Looking to get them on, signing for July.
TALKMU, Kamara, what do you think?
Oh yeah, this guy he's got some real ability. Not only can he play as a DM, he can play at centre back as well. He can drop into a 3, which is absolute. You think about that. If you got problems at the back, whoosh, drop him into a 3. If ever Rangnick wants to go to that option, it's a possibility. But I mean, in terms of him as a player, there's one of his trademarks that I like is his diagonal balls from left to right, over to the right flank. He can launch it lovely, beautiful, really, really great. He's got really good footwork as well. Silky skills on the ball. He's not, even if you press him and get close to him, he's got the ability to just, hold you off and then a little bit of footwork and he's away from you and, play a nice pass as well. And I think he's also a good reader of the game. He's not going to be rushed. He's not just going to be looking for the easiest option, thinking, okay, all I've got to do here is I'm just going to quickly go to this bit of space and just release it to set the pressure off me, Scott McTominay. So for me, this guy again, along like Frank Kessie, if it come to, for me, I'll be saying get the pair of them.
Yeah,
get the pair of them. You know what I mean? Bring them both in because can you imagine those two in that? Wow, unreal.
I mean, that was a brilliant scout report there, Talk. Honestly, went into real good detail as well about his passing. It's only the other day I realised he could ping balls as well. Yeah, so that's a great shout. Just quickly here, we're going to wind up now. Christopher Time Vaughan said, why didn't we look at him when we look at Canavinga? I'm dubious, but we do need bodies, as he just said, in that position, centre midfield. He's also saying one injury to McTominay or Fred, and we won't make Champions League with this squad currently. So we do need to...
Exactly.
Is this Brad? Brad, is that you, Brad? How you doing,
Yes.
man? So, Vaughan, you say that, but for Fofana, Tielemans, Mahrez, Vardy, Sancho, Kante, that's just a few names that we put a punt on. So to say, should we put a punt? Yeah, it's worth it. He's saying it's worth it to put a punt on these players because Leicester, obviously, they've been very successful with that. So I have a friend who follows French football closely and praises Kamara. He's very surprised he's still at Marseille. Wow,
you know
there you go.
I've actually got family in Marseille through my missus. You know, her uncle and aunties live in Marseille. So if you want a really, really detailed, proper, in-depth report, I'll just go and see Jean-Marc. Well, I'll give him a call, in fact, and say, Jean-Marc.
Why don't you do that? Do that, please.
I'll tell you what. He'll and his sons as well, Vincent and so on. They will know exactly about this because they love the Marseille to the core, and also.
So, guys, that's it for us. 3 midfielders. So we looked at Phillips, Kalvin Phillips, Kamara, and Kesse. And I think for me, Kamara's. I said it earlier in the show earlier, but he's a thumbs up for me. Kesse is a thumbs up, and Phillips is a so that kind of thing. And obviously, Haaland is a hell yes. Yes, please. I would love to see that. That would just blow us up because we do. Yes. All the other teams are here. We're just slightly behind, something like that, and we do need to improve. Like Vaughan was saying, we need wing backs, we need centre midfielders, and we need a proper striker as well. So once we get those players, I think we can sort of close the gap to the top teams who are really flying at the moment. Kahinde, do you want to have a quick summary to wind us up about what the players we just spoken about?
Yeah, we've discussed a few players, and like I said, I'll be happy to have all of them, despite what you might think. I have at United. It's just that for me, when it comes to the midfielders, I'm insisting that we need someone for now, as it next month, January, not someone like a pre-contract. We need someone to, because we can still achieve something this season, but we can't achieve it unless we bring someone in for January. So we have to look someone for now. So someone like Kalvin Phillips, I know we could do that deal next month. Those other two guys, they're going to see out their contracts and get a big signing on fee, their agents and all that. So I'm just being realistic now. The realistic target for January is maybe Kalvin Phillips.
Okay, Rise, do you want to just summarize about the players we've spoken about and your yeas and nays?
Yeah, I mean, look, Haaland without a doubt, 100%. Out of the three midfielders that we spoke about, if I had to just choose one, I would probably go with Kesse. If I'm honest, I'll probably take Kesse. But in terms of Kalvin Phillips, I know exactly what Kunde is saying there. But at the end, like I said, we have to look at this from Rangnick's point of view of what is his realistic targets for this season with the current squad he's got now. That's what he has to plan for. So for me, I think he'd be quite willing to wait if he had to till the summer. If he can go and do a bit of business with either of those forementioned Kesse and Kamara, maybe he'll ask the question. But if it doesn't turn out, I don't think going out and rushing and trying to get Kalvin Phillips because he may be available in January would be. I don't know if it would be a sensible option for the club, to do that because we don't know what the next manager's going to be if it ain't going to be Ralph Rangnick.
True. Just want to say hi to Jackie. Turn up late, I believe, but you can watch the show. And lastly, is all guys. Hit the likes. We've currently got 30. We want to get to 30 likes. We've got 22 at the moment. So if you're watching, there's 10 people now. I can see you. Press the like button, please. Press the like and subscribe and share if you're not doing that already. But yeah, thank you guys for all the lovely comments. I mean, it's a good discussion here. I think there's a bit of disagreement, but that's what we want when we discuss our team. We want the best for Man United, and that's the most important thing. I just want to say thank you to my little big bro, Kahinde. High five, Plam, low five, give me 10, give me some skin there.
There you go.
And we're going to sign out now, but we'll be back tomorrow, no doubt, at the Man United Agenda. And we love all you guys. Keep yourself warm and safe. And it's Christmas week, so spend it with your family. And hopefully we'll be getting some good news later on in January. Because look, the transfer window's coming up. We got to strike. We could as Vaughan said, we need to improve the side. And I'm happy talking about the players that we had on our shortlist today. So, guys, we're signing out. God bless you and thank you very much. Later.
Ciao.